a hell of a lot of creativity.
Right, okay. I think the sound might have gone down on this because the light went off in the microphone, so we're working off the phone mic now. So I think we might have missed. It's gone. So apologies for that if you were viewing and you weren't listening. So we are back. So let me recap where we are. We are in Llanfyllin. We were at the workhouse party for those who might have tuned in over the weekend. Joe, who's with me, Joe Punk, he gets called on the street, and is Brian Wilson Art on Instagram.
Jones, wrong Brian. There.
It's the wrong Brian. Yeah, thank you for putting that straight. Brian Jones Art on Instagram and all up and down the high street here as well.
At Art of Brian Jones.
Yeah.
On Insta.
And thank you for inviting us into your home. It's to say it's an interesting place. Tell us a bit about the building first, right?
Well, it's actually called the Old Stables, but it's a former malt house.
Yeah.
So there's no chimneys or fireplaces whatsoever in here. So I believe down the stairs, the other side of that door, was formerly the vets many years ago, and it's all one now.
And it's medieval. The village itself, there's a lot of old houses in there. Not a village, it's a town.
It's a town and it's a market charter.
Yeah.
Granted by one of the last independent princes of Wales.
Thank you for getting that straight.
Yeah, there was only two and this is one of them.
Yeah. So Brian, you've got and we're going to have a look at it in a minute, you've got an exhibition coming up and locally here as well, so this will be of interest to many of the locals. I'm sure they're on top of this as well. The exhibition is with 3 or is it 4 other world-renowned artists?
Well, there's a group of us that have worked together. We're part of the Awen collective. Awen, it's a Welsh word.
Yeah.
We're in Wales. Onrediol dwi'n dywad o Lerpwl ond nawr dwi'n byw yn Llanfyllin. So I do speak a bit of Welsh as well, you know, it's got to be encouraged. I'm not a colonialist in any way whatsoever.
And it's the last bastion of the British language, let's face it, we're up here, where it was forced so readily into the margins by so many colonialists over the years.
Well, unfortunately, I mean, there's a great little book that came out last year for the English speakers thinking of moving into Wales.
Yeah.
Get a copy of this book because it will endear you to the Welsh population. Because a lot of people will come here and they will live in their English bubbles and not even acknowledge the language or the culture or the richness of the poetry or the Cynefin or anything. The traditions, which are all still alive. In England, the culture has died. What is the culture? Morris dancing at best.
Sea shanties have come to the fore just recently.
Well, that's a good thing as well, in a way. But the culture's not there, but it's always been in Wales. And it's always been
the beating heart of Britain, really. And people don't realise that. Britannia. Yeah.
So,
the language older than Gaelic or Gaelic, certainly older.
There's 2 types of what are called the Celtic languages. There's P Celtic and Q Celtic.
P
being the older one. Welsh, it's mab or map or app for son of. Whereas Scottish and Irish would be mac for son of. That's the difference. P and Q Celtic.
I'd been aware of that.
Well, did you know when Wallace was a Welsh speaker?
Now, he was British, I knew that. He's a Britannic.
Welsh, it means foreigner in English.
Oh, there you go.
In Saxon, rather.
Excellent.
So, I'm trying to acknowledge a bit of what goes on here and understand the history of the place and try and add something to the culture. By doing the odd bits and pieces in Welsh. I would do them bilingually as well. But not solely in English.
Excellent. We're going to have a look around your house. I've already had a look around the workshop, and I'll post that at some other point might post it to the Patreon site as well.
Former workhouse monk.
Yeah, yeah. It's in the morgue, eh?
Yeah. Happy place these days.
I couldn't say that. So, some video, you're up hanging your art today, weren't you?
OJG, Oriel Jones Gallery.
Yeah.
And we did pop-ups over at a large house called Einans, which is near Lake Vyrnwy. So I've got a small...
That's where your hometown gets its water.
Yeah, it's a short video. This is the first room.
Yeah.
The first piece coming up is it's titled Charles and Camilla. So the king and his missus, Carlo. And it's a collage and painting on glass by Ian Hinchliffe.
Excellent. Easily recognisable, particularly to my way of
It's
viewing.
uncanny, it's like they're in the room.
It is, yeah. And you can almost hear them speaking, can't you?
So Einans is an Airbnb near Lake Vyrnwy.
Yeah.
My works, but it's not ego. There's a lot of my works in there, but there's works by other artists and internationally known artists. So that's the first piece,
Okay.
which is actually a difficult one to hang because of the weight of it. So this is the complete room.
Glass.
So this is what you see on entry in the womb room, as Jane calls it.
And Jane's your patron for all this, isn't
Yeah, she's the owner and we don't have space because there's a large window. and that is a tree that's under threat of being cut down for a road development, and I've took some of the autumn leaves and collaged them in the recess of the frame.
The frame.
It's the same tree. It's featured in the Darwin Oak exhibition at Bear Steps Gallery in Shrewsbury last March, I think it was. This is a great piece by Llanfyllin WALES. It's an oil painting on canvas, and it's titled The Passing at Holyhead Mountain. And I love the light in this central section of it, the way it hits the mountain itself.
That mountain would be Snowdonia, wouldn't it?
It's within Snowdonia. This is 4 more pieces of mine. The upper piece is difficult to see, but it's the Stars and Stripes, all in white, and it's called Paint It White.
That's not painted, is it?
Yeah,
you did all that painting?
Yeah.
Wow.
And these 3 are 3 landscapes from the Clyd Peninsula, which were part of the Wales Coast Pass 10th anniversary. I can't even say, I'm getting me tongue tied.
Yeah, man, you're doing well though.
Barclyd, Hael, Gwrlawyn gan Penrach, west from Penrach, and Penrach Sunset. The sunsets on the Clyd Peninsula are amazing. Here's another stunning piece by Liz Neal. This was done for the Harlech section of the Wales Coast Pass, and again she's painting with thread. It's a mountain and a landscape.
Trying to get it so it can be seen. It is difficult.
These 2 pieces are wood engravings by the sadly missed Bob Guy. Also done for the Wales Coast Path. He had the Ceredigion section, and this is some gulls on Aber Beach, on Aberystwyth Beach.
Right. That's better, I can see it better.
And I can't believe the amount of detail with just black and white line. This lower piece, I'll move to the side now because the lighting's difficult, is Moel Such, which is in mid Wales. It's Glyndŵr's place.
Oh yeah, I took a wander up there.
Yeah, another stunning piece of embroidered pop art, Sunset, by Liz Neal, and this is the final piece in this room.
Yeah. Cool. So we're gonna we're with Brian Jones.
You don't have to see every room of that.
Yeah, no, that gives an impression. And
there are 3 David Oxtoby's which you may want to see.
Okay, let's have a look.
Which I'll show you the vid, and if you want to use it, great. If you don't, you don't.
No, it's been used. So welcome, guys. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, this is what is called a conference room because of the large table. Here we've got Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
It's a screen print with gilt done in 1976 or 7. No, this is by a guy who was a contemporary of David Hockney. His name's David Oxtoby.
Right.
And he did a series called Oxtoby's Rockers, which appeared in a book. Here we got Elvis 56 from the same series. It looks like a folded pop poster.
I mean, he's got Elvis. Oh, that's beautiful. But
Elvis in 56 was at his best, at his hip swiveling best.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you.
And 2 Bobs. Bob looking at Bob, or is it Bob looking at Bob? It's Bob Dylan. Another David Oxtoby piece. Screen printed with gilt. And framed in a contemporary 1970s gilt frame.
Oh, man, that's incredible work.
Over here is another couple of my pieces. That's my version of the scream. I always wondered what they were screaming about. That's a woodcut. And this piece was banned. It's Beatles Horror Show. It was banned by Sheridan's, which happened to be Paul McCartney's solicitor. It was removed from an exhibition in their offices.
And why was it? I mean,
because their eyes and their mouths had been blown up twice the size and turned upside
just because
down.
it was ugly.
Yeah. We got Madonna as the Queen of Pop.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And they're both screen printed
onto
heavy stock.
Yeah. Excellent. So
the
you
last
sell
2
posters and you sell postcards and badges. And,
Yeah, and prints and occasionally paintings when.
Yeah. And do you sell that from your Instagram pages?
Well, I've got a website which is
Okay.
www.artofbrianjones.com. My website needs updating slightly. I'm just waiting for a friend to appear on his bicycle from Liverpool, and he's going to cycle all the way on a road bike, not an electric bike.
That's dedication, that is.
Yeah, he's going to cycle down and he's going to show me how to update the
Well
website
played.
myself,
Yeah.
which would be brilliant.
Yeah.
But yeah, check out the Instagram because there's lots of updates happening on there. And I'll show you the downstairs studio.
Let's do that. So with Brian Jones and his beautiful house here in Llanfyllin, and we could just select a couple of songs as we pass your jukebox as well.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, I'll just go to the little boys' room.
Okay, you do that, and I'll just show folks some of the hangings that are in Brian's house anyway. There's a connection with the artist there, which I'll explore. I'll get Brian to tell us in his own words though, because it's a wee bit out of my comfort zone. But he started off in the punk days with the Sex Pistols designer being his major.
I don't have much of my work up, but that's Anarchy in the Ukraine.
I love the comic value of your work, but it's got a very serious message. Tell us about how you got started. That was an interesting story.
I was about 13, and I decided that's it, punk's happened. I'm going to be an artist, and I didn't know how to go about it. I just decided I'm going to art college, and that's what I ended up doing. I didn't want to be a footballer or a boxer or a docker or an office worker. I always wanted to be an artist.
So you came out of art college into the most vibrant of times possible. I would have thought the whole world was turned upside down by punk.
Yeah. Yeah, we were lucky because as Kid Punk, we had Eric's in Liverpool. Rosie was just doing a bit of an interview. Me and Rob. Myself and Rob.
Oh yeah.
We're coming down the stairs, but we don't want to pass on the stairs because that's very unlucky.
Is that
very
unlucky?
Yeah, you don't pass.
Hi Rose.
It's unlucky, but
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's.
I'll keep out.
that's my better half. Arriving back from yoga.
Did you have a nice weekend, Rose?
Yeah, it was cool.
Wasn't it fun?
Knackering, but cool.
Did you get sell some baskets, perhaps?
A couple, yeah.
Good. So this should have been your garage, at one point.
Yeah, well, it was a garage once upon a time. It's still got a small pit under this carpet with a few railway sleepers.
All right.
But it was only about 3 feet deep or something.
So we're with Joe. Joe Punk is known here, but Brian Jones, art as known in the art world. And you started when you were 14, Joe, and then picked up in the Sex Pistols. You had a friend.
Yeah, I started copying their artwork, and I ended up working with Jamie for 20 years. It was brilliant. I was tutored by him for 9 months because Jeff Nuttall, bless him, he was the reason I went to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Had he been anywhere else, I would have gone there. He was forced to resign, and there's a small booklet called From a Pig to a Pig, from the pig in the middle, which covers that what happened in there. But after he resigned, we got a new head of department, and I knew Jamie at that point anyway as a friend, and he says to me, "Oh, I'm doing some teaching at the art school, some problem students, see if you can get on the list."
Cool.
So I went to see the new head of department, said, "Oh, I believe Jamie Reed's teaching some problem students, can I go on the list?" And he said, "Your name's at the top." I went, "Oh, perfect." But then carried on working with Jamie afterwards, after college, and etc. etc. So yeah, that's how I kind of got started. and I haven't stopped.
Yeah, I've never.
That's actually a piece of Jamie Reed work behind here on the floor. That's an original Jamie Reed work.
Let me just sit
You
down.
should have a piece of glass in the front here.
Yeah.
The frame was by Frick and Frack, and it should have a piece of 3mm in there that got broken. But that's titled Cross Section 2. I think
Nice.
it is, which he gave me as a present. Thankfully.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
So do you paint in here?
Yeah, I do.
Good.
Strangely, I've got these are daylight bulbs. I used to have to go outdoors.
Oh yeah,
because
it is
there's no
quite.
windows,
Yeah.
and mix my colours outside.
To see the
To
colours.
check
Yeah.
it was the right, because there's a few times I'd started something and then come down later in the day, put the lights on, started painting away with the colour I'd mixed up indoors.
Yeah.
And the following morning I'd looked at it and thought, no, it's the wrong colour, it's the wrong tone, it's whatever. But with oil paint, you can actually.
Is Johnny one of yours?
No, this is an American artist.
Uh-huh.
I bought these years ago, that one, and William Burroughs, who's just over there behind the bottle.
Oh, I see him.
They're lino prints by
And,
an American artist called Kelly Pound.
yeah.
And
I see an interest in the Beano coming through here.
well, yeah, as I was telling you earlier off camera, I'm a member of the Dennis the Menace fan club.
Of course.
It's the only thing, in fact.
Oh, you've got your membership card.
Yeah.
Isn't that fantastic? Well,
Yeah. But yeah, that's got an old name on that, so I don't read the name.
all right, too late. People will scan it back.
It was a legal name.
Yeah.
There's nothing fraudulent going on.
So, Dennis the Menace, he must be about 80 now, for old Dennis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like the cartoons. They gave him a
No,
Poncy kid's voice.
no.
So yeah, there's a big Dennis over here as well. There's Dennis
see him.
and Nash's and.
Yeah. Well, fabulous. What's the work in progress at the moment?
Well, I'm hoping to get back to this one.
Yeah.
I've started it. I've got a lot of work to do on it, but
Is that the waterfall that's just over the back here?
yeah, Pistols Rider,
Like the one that Pigman fell off?
one of the 8 wonders of Wales.
It's a fabulous
And
place.
it's one of the very few wonders of Wales that you can still actually see. I mean,
Yeah.
Cerridwen's Cauldron was another wonder, but
Yeah.
nobody knows where she put it.
Oh. Don't know where that is. But you can see the lady in the mist, can't you? Or there's a lot of mythology surrounding that place.
And I've been doing these are just recent things that are lying about.
Oh yes, please. Coming up.
I've just printed some Llanfyllin t-shirts
Haha.
and Llanfyllin and some summer wear for Wales. Because it's always raining.
That's irony for you.
Well,
Them be named already.
yeah, I've done it. But yeah, we were told when we moved to Wales there's 2 types of weather. It's either raining or it's gonna rain.
It's just about to rain.
Yeah. Very early Generation X.
Excellent.
Designed by John Savage, which not a lot of people know.
Yeah.
Autographed by The Clash.
Wow.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I've got here as well. It's
So were you
slid down.
getting commissions around about that time with some of those bands?
No, I was too young
Uh-huh.
to do any of the important artwork at the time. Although I did work with Jamie on a few bits and pieces.
Yeah.
We did I dug these out the other day. I'd forgotten about. Basically, we did the art tube, which was as suggests artwork on the tube line.
Wow.
So instead of adverts for the London Dungeon or travel insurance,
Nice.
artists were given 2 panels each.
Yeah.
And
And they went onto the tube?
Yeah, they were on it for a month on the Piccadilly line. This was Jamie's piece.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of a thing in a way. I mean, I can talk about it now, but at the time it annoyed the hell out of me. Jamie had this piece already, which was roughly the right aspect ratio for the panels.
Yeah.
And he didn't have any ideas, and I said, well, why don't you update the nowhere and boredom buses into trains? And he says, great idea, you do it.
Oh.
So I spent a couple of weeks. I had a small card that had come out of a packet of tea, and it was all creased. So I spent ages blowing it up and shrinking
it back down.
And the
buses were upstairs. I noticed them upstairs.
Yeah, I love that image.
Yeah.
But yeah, what happened was I'd done it. I had to repair the half tone because it had been creased and stuff, and I repaired it by hand and then shrunk it back down. I was running Photoshop on a 486 and it was creaking. It just couldn't cope with it. So it was just basically a glorified photocopier to make things bigger and smaller. Repaired all the half tones, and it took me 2 weeks to do. Got the final artwork, sent it off.
Yeah.
And well, I hadn't actually sent it. That's a Dr. D piece.
Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you.
We're all going on Osama holiday.
Osama.
Yeah, the piece. I completed it. I hadn't sent it off yet, and Jamie phoned me up and he says, "Oh, I've got another piece for the panel." And I said, "Oh God, I've spent weeks on this. At least let them see it." He said, "All right, send it off." So I sent it off, and the guy Gordon Mahag, he says he phoned Jamie up straight away and said, "Those trains piss all over everything."
Nice.
And Jamie had not even seen it, and he was a bit miffed. And that happened a couple of times where I've done the artwork. It was jointly credited in the catalogue, but everyone thinks he did it. And there's a few pieces out there that I actually did. Not for Sex Pistols, but as work that people think Jamie did. So there's a few joint pieces out there also.
It's kind of like a backhanded compliment in a way.
Well, yeah, it was great to have known him and to have worked with him. Oh yeah, they were. I was doing screen print workshops with kids, t-shirt workshops and youth clubs and schools and stuff, and I did that one. And one kid got some red, dipped the finger in the red and crossed it out, which I thought was
that's very
quite interesting. Like. And these are all my little
badges,
inspirations, and
yeah. Well, you're surrounded by inspiration. Look at this beautiful thing. And so you pick up these things rummaging.
Yeah, I've always collected bits and pieces, ephemera, things that should be thrown away. Flyers that get discarded. I've always collected bits and pieces like that. I've been interested in. Probably come from collecting stamps when I was 4. But we almost moved to Australia when I was a kid, and we had to sell everything. So I sold a few bits on the market, and the rest of my stuff, all my toys, which were quite well looked after, even played with, they got given to Strawberry Fields Orphanage.
You got a toy car as well. I mean, there's a toy car, but you have an actual full-size toy car.
There's a full-size version in that colour, but it's a 4-door, and ours is not quite as shiny at the moment.
It's going all right though. I heard the engine.
It runs sweet. It's really nice. Like the sound out of it. A few people have said recently your exhaust's blowing. So I got Stevie Winder to check it out.
We all get Stevie Winder.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just the sound of the engine.
A
bit faulty. So
and there's some of the
Mothrobelia.
That's the local hotshot band at the moment from Llanfyllin. We are in Llanfyllin. We're in Powys, mid Wales, and talking to Brian Jones about his fabulous artwork. And if you're just joining us, and thanks for joining us, tune in, rewind to the start, because there's information on his exhibition which is starting. Don't mind my microphone going down. You should be able to hear us at this point. The sound does kick in, and we do recap on what we were talking about Unless you can read lips, of course, and then you know what we were talking about. Thanks, my friend. It's been a delight. Thank you.
Lovely to meet you.
It's been great, and it's upstairs, but we'll maybe keep this unveiled. We'll keep this veiled for the moment. But you are working on a moose for me for the repaired part of the old van.
There's a rough idea for the injured part of your
The injured moose.
Yeah.
There's actually a band in Inverness called Wounded Moose as well, who are fabulous. So maybe we should just dedicate all this to them and the other artists. We've worked with there's a collective in my hometown of artists, and they let us in to do gigs from time to time in their gallery space. So it's music and art. It's all art really, but it is synergetic.
Yeah, it's different forms of the same expression and creativity.
Yeah.
Some people can express it visually, other people can express it audibly,
sonically,
or some people do it in writing or dance.
Yeah.
It's all the same thing really.
Yeah.
Creativity.
And ideas coming to the fore.
And I'm making something out of nothing, having an idea and then creating something with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it took me a year to collect all those. They're labels off chappy tins. So I used to have a dog called Lucy.
That's tremendous.
Yeah, but I didn't want to nick him and do it in Photoshop. They're all scalpeled out by hand.
Nice.
And yeah, it did take a year to get similar tones because some of them are really dark and some are really light.
Yeah.
And it took a year to get it close enough. But yeah, you're supposed to just throw your dog food tin away. I wanted to make something.
Yeah, that's a good
with the artwork. I've got tons of beans labels in there to do something with.
Excellent. So good luck with the exhibition. Remind us where it is for those that have joined us late.
It's at Einan's house, which is on the Dinas Mildwyd Road at the head of Lake Vyrnwy in Mid Wales.
It's not open yet, but will there be a launch or?
Yeah, there will be a launch.
There'll be a soiree, I'm sure.
Yeah, it'll be a Saturday afternoon when we'll announce a date.
Yeah.
And everybody will be welcome to come along and meet some of the artists involved.
Excellent. And keep up to date with that on your website, which is?
Well, Insta's probably better,
Instagram.
unless my mate gets here on his bike in the meantime.
Come
on, Sean.
He's on his way.
Somewhere.
Excellent. Well, this has been fun. Thanks very much. Thanks for the cup of tea as well. And here we are at the heart of Llanfyllin, kind of artist community here in Powys in Mid Wales. Moving on from here on Saturday, as we were saying, the moth. Where are the moth?
It's got the moths. I've got a copy of the CD upstairs. I've done the artwork on that as well.
Yeah. So check them out. They're on internet, Bandcamp. You can download.
Bandcamp.
Yeah,
and download /mascot moth.
Download their stuff. They were playing at the weekend. Had a great time.
In fact, it's there. There's the contacts.
Oh, there you are. Look at how it is all
How
there.
handy is that?
You'd think that was designed to be that way.
I know, yeah, it's uncanny.
With danger written all over it too. They're making their assault on. They're making their assault on Mercia, heading down to Shrewsbury on Saturday. I haven't got an exact time for it, but I'll be posting that as an event and following them over Offers Dyke, and that's not too far from here, is it?
No, it's snakes in and out of the border.
Yeah.
Backwards and forwards. Some of it's within Wales, some of it's within what is now Shropshire.
Yeah, so hopefully I get time to do a little history blog and all that, as well as is our way of doing things. Thanks again. That's us, we're out of here. Join us on YouTube if you can, and hit the bell and you'll be notified of everything as it comes. I think I can probably put that up on the screen for you now. He says, scrolling frantically through to find the YouTube channel.
Oh, that was all right.
It's just Rob Ellen, youtube.com, Rob Ellen, find us there. Thanks, guys. Oh no, here it is. That's it. It's on your page now. Thanks for joining us, guys. That was fun. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you.